I did it. You know, I was asked recently when a joke becomes a dad joke, and I says, well, when it becomes fully grown and apparent.
Oh, that's bad.
And, you know, years ago, I was a police officer, and one day I came upon a line of cars that were stopped at a light with the horns blasting. The light directing the traffic was green, so I pulled out of the line and I stopped alongside the first car in line to see what the problem was. And an elderly woman drove the car. I asked her why she was stopped when the light was green. She says, oh, because I'm on my way to my sister's house, which is just that way. And she pointed to the right. And I says, well, go ahead, the light is green. And she looks at me and she says, yes, I know, but the sign under the light says right turn on red.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
What? I don't even know what's happening all of a sudden.
I don't know. I think we should roll the music unless one of you two has something to say.
I think I want to hear the music roll. Actually, I don't want to hear it roll because that wouldn't sound as good as if it were just like to play. Because if it's rolling, it might go thunk, 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 and that's not as fun as what we're about to hear right now.
Well, hello, salutations, greetings, aloha, hola, and Moobarkfluff to all the creatures in the Podiverse. I am Barely, and you are listening to Barely Furcasting featuring Taebyn. Taebyn, how the fluff are you, my high-energy friend?
Well, it's interesting you say that because Ash Coyote told me just today that I always have so much energy. So apparently that's a thing that I do. So I'm great. I'm great. It's been really, really busy, but it's been great and fun. I've been running around because apparently that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, I think. And how are you, Mr. Barely?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I apologize to all our listeners for missing last week's episode. From what I hear, you and Rayne had a great time doing the show without me. And speaking of Rayne, welcome to the show again, Rayne.
Hello, everyone.
For hanging out in the studio with us. And yeah, I had a thing that was supposed to take 20 minutes took 2 hours last week. So
I hate it when that happens.
That turned into a fiasco. It was a kerfluffle, yes, as they were, or kerfuffle, yes. So how are you, Rayne? How are things going? Better? Worse? The same?
I am doing
steady?
Good. Still going weird and not as bad as before. I haven't broken anything in the last couple of days.
That's good. No cold pizza?
No cold pizza. I haven't broken any toes. Yeah, I ordered a pizza and it didn't show up until over an hour and a half later, and it was stone cold. And the poor woman that was driving was the only delivery driver Domino's had that day. And it was a Saturday. So,
and the Saturday.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
She was just frazzled. I felt so bad for her. I didn't say anything bad to her. I just waited for my free coupon. I don't know.
So her name was Frazzled, I don't know?
No, her last name was Hair. Frazzled Hair.
Frazzled Hair, yes.
Oh, okay.
She was a rabbit.
She was a rabbit. Or she was probably rabid, more than likely.
She looked like she wanted to go rabbit on the idiots that didn't show up to work.
I bet.
Yeah.
So I have some things to say.
Oh, do you now? Do you think we're going to let you do that?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay. Well,
so just
that's what editing's for.
That's
true.
So we're going to take up a bunch of time now, but the episode's only going to be like 7 minutes long.
That's right. Yes.
So it's better to be in a funk than in a country or a raspberry bean.
Okay. I've never been in a raspberry bean. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I've been in countries, but never raspberry beans.
But never raspberry bean. Okay.
No.
That's good because it's better to not, apparently.
Yeah. It definitely is better to not.
Especially if you want to walk around and not fall down because your shoes aren't.
Yes, exactly.
I'm confused often. So we have these.
You're always confused.
I know, especially today. This is okay. So, I was thinking today. We have all these acronyms and stuff, like LOL and Why the Face and FPC, which of course stands for Feeding Penguin Cheese, and I mean that's a very common one. But I came up with a new one today.
Yes.
Okay.
And the two of them basically the same thing: WTP or WTAP. And WTP stands for What the Pup? Isn't that? And then WTAP is what the actual pup. Totally.
There you go.
I was proud of myself for coming up with that.
Okay.
Nice. All right.
Another thing I have to say. Are you ready? Are you okay? Okay.
Totally, 100%. Go for it.
Aren't you glad you joined us this evening, Barely and Rayne?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be stupid if I just was here alone making the show? That would be bad. I won't do that.
That would be scary.
So the next thing I have to say is time for Jesse for a walk.
What?
He
pulled this on me last week. I had no idea what he was talking about.
What?
So, okay, this is going to be another explanation and evidence of how stupid I am and stuff. My neighbor has a dog named Jesse, and I was out running around because I'm a pup. That's what I do.
Mm.
And he had just come out to take his dog Jesse for a walk, and I noted this, and so I said, "Time for Jesse for a walk," and he was like, "What?" And I said, "Time for Jesse for a walk." And
are you having a stroke?
And he said, "Okay," and he proceeded to walk away from me. And of course,
as many would, yes,
the correct
as
thing
any
to
sane
say
person would.
The correct thing to say, of course, would be time to take Jesse for a walk. But no, I said, "Time for Jesse for a walk." And then, of course, when he asked me what, I said the same thing because I'm that stupid. Time for Jesse for a walk. I literally did this, and I walked away realizing what I just did, and he must think I'm the stupidest thing. Anyway,
he probably thinks you're mentally challenged.
Yeah, that's when I told my husband about this. That's pretty much exactly what he said. Well, now you know what Mikhail thinks about him. So, okay.
Yeah,
The last thing I have to say at the moment is
yes.
What do you call a head injury at a drummers convention in Moscow?
That's a thinker. A head
head scratcher. Yeah,
drummer in Moscow.
At a drummers convention in Moscow, right?
I don't know. What do you call a head injury at a drummers convention in Moscow?
A concussion at the Russian percussion discussion.
Aha!
That's actually pretty good.
Okay,
and that's.
And that's assuming that it's Moscow, Russia, and not Moscow, Idaho.
It's true because then it would just be a concussion at the
Moscow, Idaho
percussion discussion.
Potato.
We make more French fries than Idaho does, though.
Yes,
the largest potato processing plant in the West Coast is here in Oregon.
It's on the border with Idaho.
That's why it's called Ore-Ida, but it's still Oregon first.
So say that again. It's the largest what?
The largest potato processing plant, I guess.
Yes.
The largest potato. So the spoof to the Weird Al song then would be the largest potato processing plant in Oregon or Idaho. We're not sure. It depends on where Oneida is.
Ore-Ida. It's in Ontario, Oregon.
Yes.
It stands for Oregon, Idaho. That's what OREIDA stands for.
Oh, really?
You didn't know that?
You learned.
Wow.
Yes.
And you now know how to potate.
Yes.
I officially know how to potate.
If you forget, all you have to do is go up to Ore-Ida and ask them. They will tell you how to potate.
Go up to Ore-Ida.
Ore-Ida, then. Let's move along to the past today, shall we? Like that segue? What the hell? Oh my gosh!
Maybe we should go for Taebyn version 3.
I know this second one.
This one keeps making up new songs for every section that we have, not just one or two.
Yes. So past today, what do you fellas? What do you furries have for the past today? Anything?
Fellas and Merry First almost time fun.
Yep.
Dang.
And you met. He waited for you to turn away.
He is getting so much faster.
Yeah.
This one is way faster.
Yeah, time to get number 3, indeed.
Decant the next
Other
clone.
than that, I have nothing.
That's right. Decant the next pup. Oh God, that's a throw to foundation right there.
Yeah. We have a big underground facility with thousands and thousands of Taebyn clones in tanks.
Yes.
Just ready for the next one.
Just
waiting
and ready for when we need them.
Number 503 doesn't work. Throw that out. Bring in 504. No, okay.
Yep. And that's and each one of them has a little implant in it, and you have an implant in you, and all of your experiences are transferred to that clone every moment of every day. So when you decant a new one, it's just like they got out of the pool, they're swimming, and they're fine. They know exactly everything that you knew before.
I wondered how I knew about traumatizing my tail so much, and that letter and everything.
Yeah, that's how that
The hard
works.
part was finding the 2 megabyte hard drives that we use to store your entire consciousness on.
Yes. Those 2 megabyte hard drives.
Yeah, it seems like they don't make them anymore. You have to really look for them.
Taebyn's got his microphone muted, so he's talking, but we don't know what he's saying. Yes.
My little mouthy is like doing a thing, but nothing is happening.
Right.
I thought maybe you lost your voice.
It's actually probably that. Wouldn't that be great? Remember the FC when I lost my voice and for 2 days we were without Taebyn basically because
that's right.
My muzzy would move, but nothing would come out, and I'm just running around trying to yell at other furs and what are you even trying to say, Taebyn? You're just running around and waving your pawsies around, and anyway,
there are some furs who don't talk at all.
That's true, but it was really funny with Taebyn because at that point, as we were walking around, and you had a notepad that you were writing on.
Oh yeah,
for things. At that point, I don't know how many furs thought that I was Taebyn and you were barely in the Taebyn suit because you weren't talking. And it's like, they were like, "You're Taebyn." Right. It's like, well, you're Taebyn, but I don't know who's in the Taebyn suit, but you're Taebyn. And I'm like, no. And they're, yeah, you are. They were convinced that we were pulling a fast one on them.
I was Taebyn too at one point.
Yes.
A&W. Yeah, at A&W, I was Taebyn.
Oh.
Were you?
When he had to go to the ER?
The vet.
The vet? Well, that's still an ER.
I guess.
Emergency vet.
Yeah, emergency vet.
Emergency vet room. The EVR.
ER stands for endoplasmic reticulum.
Yes, well, you were there. And
okay.
So you couldn't
which meant that I understood all the transportation around in the place, because that's what the endoplasmic reticulum does, I think.
Oh, well, science pup.
Yes. I think so.
Science pup.
So all you furs out there, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Is that what an endoplasmic reticulum does or not? Let us know. Write into the website. Tell us on BFFT chat on Telegram, or somehow let us know. Do I have any idea what's going on? And the answer is obviously no, but tell us all about it.
The answer is always no.
Mm-hmm. But thanks for asking.
When you ask Taebyn, do you know what's going on? Nope. Okay, so since there's no past today, I'm going to get to my obscure words. I have 4 obscure words today. The first one you may have heard is called Iberus.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
Yes.
That one is Iberus is Idris's brother.
Idris
Elba's brother.
Yes.
Iberus Elba.
Iberus. It could be, but it's a low-growing, flowering shrubbery herb.
Okay.
Are you sure? Because I would have really thought it would have been if you're at a bar or something and you're going to pay for another round, that's what you're going to do. You Iberus.
Iberus.
It's my turn to pay.
Okay. That's going to be our mantra at the next con we're at together.
No,
Who's going to beer us?
Iberus.
I got it. Iberus. Yeah. All right, the next word is...
and then they'd be like, what, you're a low-growing, flowering shrubbery hub?
Yeah, the one person who knows what the word means is be like, you're a low-growing, flowering shrubbery. You don't make any sense, mister. You've already had too much.
Too much BS for you, bear. All right, the next word is Jabiru.
Oh, do you now?
Or Jabiru, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's a large tropical stork with a massive bill.
That's kind of specific.
It's very specific. I don't know what he charged, but he certainly has a massive bill.
He needs to stop going to fancy restaurants, I tell you.
Credit card debt is no joke whatsoever. That's correct. Okay. You might know this word, an acropodium.
That's where the acrobats go after they win.
Yes, that's the acropodium. No, it's the pedestal upon which a statue sits. That's the acropodium.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. I thought it was just called a pedestal.
But it is a pedestal, but it's got a name. It's called the acropodium.
Okay.
So when the next time you're at a museum somewhere and you're looking at a statue, you could show your big brain by pointing out to the docent, well, that's a very nice acropodium.
That's a very nice acropodium you have. And I love the statue of the Jabiru. It's very fitting.
That is sitting on the acropodium, yes.
Octothorpe, acropodium.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right, and then I picked this word because it had the first three letters that is the same as Taebyn. It's T-A-E, and it's a tanioid.
Tanioid.
Oh, I know what that is.
Tanioid.
That's what happens after we've listened to Taebyn for a while. We're tanoid.
Tanioid, yes.
Or
Tanioid.
That's what happened in the transformation station when Lux turned me into a miniature fork, because then I was tanioid.
Tanioid, yes. It's actually a ribbon-like shape.
Oh.
So, there you go. And those are your 4 obscure words, your education for the day. And I'm going to turn off my microphone because I have to sneeze.
Oh!
Achoo!
We just watched him sneeze. And Rayne just made him sneeze.
That's just sneezy noises. Sneezy noises. Sneezy noises. All right, let's take it on up to the media section, shall we?
Take it on up. Moving on up.
To the west side.
Deluxe apartment in the sky.
In the sky. Wow. Throwback to the 70s there.
Boy, we're old.
Uh-huh.
Did I even know
Okay,
that?
any fur that knows what that is from, send us a message in the chat so that we know that you know that you're old. Yes. That way we know that you're old. All right. So I hate you, Taebyn, for this. You forced me to watch Heartstoppers. I hate you. I hate you. I like it, but I hate it at the same time. I've watched 2 episodes, and the second episode just made me cry. It's like, would you two just get together? I just want to mush them together and say, just get over it. Stop being so awkward. Please stop being so awkward. Get on with it already.
Stop being so awkward.
It's just like
stop being like Taebyn.
When they sit there and they like type a text message out and then erase the text message and then type out another one and then erase the text message and then type out another one and then erase the text message. I'm like, just press send. If he doesn't want to be with you, he will send you or not respond. Just throw it out there. Come on, cast a wide net. It's very simple. I also rewatching. I restarted watching. Yes, I started. Wow, I can't even say it now.
Started rewatching.
I started rewatching. Yes. I started it, then I restarted it. It's like Obi-Wan with a friend who hasn't seen it. So
I still need to finish watching it. It kind of got slow on me, and I stopped like 3 episodes in, and I was like,
it's not an action type show so much as it's a lot of backstory, and it gives you a lot of backstory to A New Hope, because I often wondered when I watched the movie A New Hope, which was the very first Star Wars that came out, Episode 4, how Leia knew that Obi-Wan would help her, because as a senator, she would have no knowledge of Obi-Wan because it was all surreptitiously done in the background when she was a baby. And so now, after watching the first episode of Obi-Wan, when he goes to rescue her as a young child, now we know why Obi-Wan is her only hope. It's like,
Obi-Wan, your only hope? Or is it Last
Hope.
Does she say Last Hope or Only Hope?
She says, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope."
Only hope.
Only
yes.
Hope. Only Hope.
Yes. And then she looks away and goes, anyway. And then I started watching.
Very good.
Anyway, then I started watching Great North again. So that's a show on Hulu, and it's voiced by Nick Offerman and his wife Karen from Will and Grace. Megan Mullally. Megan Mullally, yeah. Yep. And and then there's a new show on Hulu, and I think they're just like throwing these shows out there, like they had them in their stockpile for release at some point, and with the writers and actors strike,
they're doing it.
they started just throwing them out there. Because one of them is called Koala Man, which is actually kind of funny.
Brilliant.
And it's by the same creator from Rick and Morty, and then he also created another show called Crapopolis, which is based on ancient Greek with gods and things like that. So they're both kind of funny, and they're all the same character voices from different shows. You recognize the voice in a different character. It's like, oh, I know that, but that's.
What's he doing over here? He's supposed to be, yeah.
So, and that's all the stuff that I've been media-ing. How about you, Taebyn?
I want Rayne to go next, and before he does, not that I have anything exciting special to say, but I'm sure Rayne has more exciting things to say than me. But before we do, I want you to both do a thing at the same time.
Oh, because this always works so well. Yeah,
it does always work. This one will definitely work well. So you know that thing you're supposed to do when you're getting ready for like a podcast or delivering a speech or something, and you're supposed to go
to make your lips.
And so on the count of three, I want you to do Barely's practicing. You should. On the count of three, I want you to both do that at the same time. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Because this show isn't stupid enough. I've got to. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we did it. I'm so proud of us.
It's the first time we've ever been able to sync up.
Yeah. Did you do it too, Taebyn?
Oh,
no.
Okay, I mean.
Okay.
Okay, I just did.
Okay, there you go. He's got to clean up his microphone
Rayne.
now.
Oh my!
Rayne, what have you been listening to, watching, etc., etc.?
So I've been rereading the Dark Tower series by Stephen King.
Okay,
because it's been about 20 years since the last time I read it, and I kind of want to see if I've gained some more insight on the book or not.
Has
last
Bambi
time
showed up yet?
Yes, they killed her and ate him, or killed him and ate him.
Oh, that's so naughty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's in Venice, the world has moved on.
Yeah, like get over it. We're gonna eat Bambi. Come on.
So that's what I'm reading. I've not been really watching anything. I have watched Ahsoka up to the most recent episode, which was the episode where they finally get to the planet where Ezra Bridger and Thawne are, and very good episode.
So you must have been watching while you were doing your laundry, because Ahsoka,
Ahsoka,
water, right?
Yes, Ahsoka, my laundry in the water. Yes.
Oh my!
Sure.
So Barely, all you first should see Barely. He's just like, oh, I can just hear it.
That's the way I feel inside right now.
It's great.
I feel inside the way you're looking right now, Barely.
I totally have my fingers on my temples going,
No, he literally does. He's not just saying that because it's an audio thing.
No,
he literally just did that, all you first.
Yes.
Which, if you've seen us at cons together, you've probably seen Barely do that before after I say things.
And
what else have you been watching?
What else have I been doing?
Reading,
moving along, trying to get this thing rolling again. I have been playing a new game on VR called Hell Sweepers. Very scary, not for pup. I was going to say very scary game, but very fun mechanics. And I pre-ordered a new game that I just saw called Out of Hand. And you play you play this cute little fishy looking thing with little bitty legs but really long arms with big hands on the end, and you kind of walk around on your hands and you punch stuff. That's all you do is just punch stuff. You just go around murdering stuff with your fists, trying to get out of the evil scientist's lab. And it looks really good. It looks like a lot of fun, a lot of exercise, and that's about it for me media-wise.
Okay. Also, it's a VR game, so you actually have to move your hands and punch things. Okay. It's not just button mashing.
No.
So I have to say, you get on Twitch and there's all these guys that are just playing video games, and you're watching them play the video games and talking to you on Twitch. I don't find that very entertaining.
I don't watch this either.
I don't either, usually.
Yeah. But, Dawson from my other podcast, he Twitches. Well, he's a Twitch streamer. He twitches sometimes.
In his sleep. When he's having a nightmare.
But he was de-twitched for a couple of months because he was going through some things, and he had his little famous comeback today, and they were playing Alan Wake on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I just wanted to pop in and say hi, and I'm going to leave now because, yay. Just watching somebody play a video game is not exciting to me. It's
more fun to actually play it yourself. So
it's always much more fun to play with yourself. Yes.
Yes, always.
Exactly.
Yes.
And for example, when I'm wanting to play chess or something, and it's a 2-player game, you kind of need someone else to play with. But sometimes you can learn a lot just by playing with yourself and everything. So sometimes I do that.
Yeah. So I learn a lot by playing with myself.
I learn quite a lot too, because you figure out what you're thinking while you're playing with yourself. It's very useful. And so speaking of...
I think about a lot of things when I play with myself. What have you been watching, though?
You can think a lot of that, and it's very productive, actually. Very productive.
Yes, very productive.
Very productive.
My goodness.
And Rayne, that game you were just talking about, that reminded me of a game. I
sent you a link to it, by the way, because I think you'll like it.
Oh, thank you. You know me. You know things. Great.
I do know you.
I was going to say... also send me a link to that scary game. I'm not going to get it, but I'm interested in just seeing what it's about. Because I get scared. So all you first, this pup gets scared very easy. It's not actually easy for me to find games on VR because they're all scary to me. But so there's this one that's actually, I haven't played it yet, but I've watched, or have I played? I forget if I played it. Anyway, there's this game that's similar to what you were just talking about, Rayne, called No More Rainbows.
Out of Hand is like No More Rainbows. In fact, Wolfen VR, who I saw it on Wolfen VR's channel, and he said, yeah, this is like No More Rainbows, but a lot more fun because the combat's a little bit less precise. It's more just just wail away and wail away and have fun.
Crazy.
So for all you first that don't know, No More Rainbows are you're like a satanic beast thingy living in, your satanic dimension and everything, and its realm and everything. But there's rainbows. I mean, there's lava and fire and brimstone and all that, but there's also rainbows and little cute, fluffy, happy
butterflies and unicorns.
There's butterflies and unicorns and fluffy little happy little
butterflies
things, and you run around and just take them and throw them or punch them and kill them, and you just smash all the rainbows and unicorns and stuff, and that's what you do. I mean, that's what the game is.
Okie dokie.
But that's not what I've been playing.
No. What have you been playing?
What have you been playing or watching or doing or reading?
Or things. So I've been watching South Park for Lunchies, of course. And so the episode I watched today was back in season 3, episode 4. So way back. And this episode, you might or might not remember, it's called Jack of the Swords. And this episode got 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
And I'm like... And I always look at the ratings before I watch it. I mean, I've seen all the episodes before, but it's been a long time, so I don't remember. So I usually look at the ratings to pick ones that are okay, I want to watch this one because this is highly rated. I usually try and get one that I think I'll really like. But today I was feeling okay, so this is 6.5. I normally wouldn't watch it, but why not? Let's see what a 6.5 episode looks like. It was actually really good. So this episode came about after... which one did Jar Jar Binks first show up in? Star Wars.
That would be the first of the new series.
First of the new ones. That's right. That's right.
Episode 1, basically.
Was it the first? I thought it was the second one.
No, he was in the first one because remember they end up taking him to Tatooine with little Anakin, and little Anakin, and him pal around while he's building his speeder and all that stuff. Or
his
racer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So, Matt Park and Trey Stone, creators of South Park, after they saw this, they were like disenchanted and kind of felt a little dead inside by what George Lucas did to them for the character of Jar Jar Binks. Like they hated Jar Jar Binks. So they created a South Park episode to make fun.
World. Yes.
At the world. So they've created this South Park episode to make fun of Jar Jar Binks. And it's so much. I'm talking. I cannot talk. No, I can't. It's worth so much more than 6.5 stars because it's actually really good. So the Jackosaurs are the creatures they created to make fun of Jar Jar Binks, and they are the most annoying creatures on Earth, and they're just kind of fun to watch how annoying they are and stuff. But also when you think in the back of your mind that this is Jar Jar Binks, but they're just it just makes it so much more better to think that while you're watching this. So I highly recommend all you first go back and watch season 3, episode 4. Because it's actually really good. We're also still rewatching Big Bang Theory season 4. Great show, of course, as we all know. And last week you weren't here barely, but last week I talked about how we watched half of Knives Out. Green. Whoa,
Green Onion.
Yeah,
Green Onion.
There's a new one. This is Knives Out Glass Onion 2.
Glass Onion.
This is the one. This is the one Taebyn made up.
Green Onion.
Oh no, now it's grass. So now we've got like triple subtitles. So you have the original Knives Out. You have the next one, which is Knives Out subtitle Glass Onion. Then you have the next one, which is Knives Out subtitle Glass Onion subtitled Green Onion. Then you have the next one, which is Knives Out subtitled Glass Onion subtitled Green Onion subtitled Grass Onion.
Okay.
I want some to ask me what I am talking about.
What are you talking about, Taebyn?
I literally have no idea, but thanks for asking. Yeah.
So I have to ask. So is there literally a third one now, or did you just make that
I don't
up?
think so. I think.
You made that up.
Okay.
No,
because I was going to say, that gives me something to watch if it is. Yeah, because I liked those Lives Out series.
So we finished Glass Onion, and it's pretty good. We like it. Highly recommend. That's what we've been watching. I've been playing Bloons, of course. Monkey Goes Pop. Beat Saber, really great. And Rayne, you know this because I sent you, but I tried Crab Rave they have on Beat Saber, and it's fun. It's actually a lot of fun. I can pass the hard difficulty, which is you get a workout. You really I sweat pup when but it's a lot of fun and stuff. So I've been doing that. I still haven't played more of Space Cat Tactics, so that's uneventful. And we talked about last time Budget Cuts Ultimate, which you had recommended, and I played.
Yep.
But not this week. I haven't played, but I played before. And also, and I just mentioned this just for barely, that last week I bought and played Job Simulator, a VR game.
Wow. Okay. So you have Budget Cuts, which is an accounting game, and now you have Job Simulator. So what do you just log in and work? I mean, what's the point?
Well, Budget Cuts is more of an escape from the evil robots.
It is. It's an actual thing you do.
But
I know.
Job
but still,
Simulator is exactly
funny.
what it sounds like. You're just pretending to work at jobs.
There's several, I'll call them levels for lack of better words. And I've only played the first one, which is Office Worker. And so you go in and you have a little cubicle and you have a computer and you have your boss gives you a thing to do and you do it.
How is this a game? I mean, this is
millennials.
This a game?
It's millennials. It's got to be millennials.
And so you do that, and then it's like your boss says, "Oh, now you have to hire someone." So you look through and you hire someone, and then like Betty comes by and says, "Oh, it's so and so's retirement party. Could you make a card for him?" So you make a card for him, and Betty says, "Thanks," and you do that, and you get done with all your jobs, and that's the level.
Wow.
And then, so what
Okay.
I haven't played the other levels. There's like garage mechanic and food worker, and it's I paid money for this.
It's got to be a millennials that made these things up, because it's like I can't get a real job, so I'm going to make a game where I'm acting like I'm working, but I'm not getting any compensation.
But you're not getting any compensation. Okay. So that's interesting, and that's what I've been playing.
Is.
Or boring, one of the two.
Oh, I have to play. I've totally been forgetting to play Demio.
I have not played but more than a couple of episodes, couple of games on it.
We're supposed to like stream that, aren't we? So all you first, we're going to eventually when we actually remember.
I think we're just going to record it, because streaming from the headsets was really over my tech level.
So we're going to actually, all you first, we won't stream it. We'll record it and then post it on YouTube and stuff. So we'll do that at some point, and that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that everything, Mr. T?
That is. I'm going to stop with that. And yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, we're already a half an hour in. Oh my God. Okay.
How did you first actually put up with me? I thought this was going to be a short episode, but then you let me talk, and that's
well, that's
because
the problem.
We have
to
let
you talk. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we're gonna get to our this or that with my 3001 this or that questions.
My.
Okay, Taebyn, you can go first. Would you rather never remember your dreams but know that you had them, or have nightmares but always forget them?
I go with the first one, because nightmares are scaredy pup. So I'll do the first one. Okay. And just knowing, sometimes just knowing is half the battle. So that works.
That's true. Okay, Rayne, would you rather be a supervillain or a superhero?
Well, given my hairstyle, I would have to go super villain.
This is true. Why? Rayne Raccoon.
Because there are very few bald superheroes.
Professor X
and One Punch Man. So two.
And One Punch Man. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there are so many good evil supervillains who are bald.
Yes, they are.
Discussion indeed. Jesse for a walk. Time for Jesse for a walk.
Time for Jesse for a walk.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Taebyn, would you rather drink from a swimming pool or the ocean?
I don't like this question.
Okay.
He's a pup. He would rather drink from a toilet.
Well, true.
Well, but that's not an option, unfortunately. Oh, so I guess that means I'd rather drink from the swimming pool in that case.
Yes. There you go.
Most similar.
Because it basically is a toilet.
They're basically the same thing.
Well, and staying with the food theme here, Rayne, would you rather drink sewer water or eat a maggot?
Whoa!
I would rather do neither, but if I had to do one or the other, I would say eat a maggot, because that seems less disgusting.
Time for Jesse for a walk, I tell you.
Time for Rayne for a walk.
Yeah, maggots are they're just little protein things.
Oh,
they're just
and
grubs.
they're protein. Yeah. They're like little healthy things too, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, bears eat grubs and maggots all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're tasty. They taste like almonds.
That's why we have a Grubs Grizzly.
Honestly, they do taste like almonds. If you ever tasted one,
I've never tasted. Have you ever tasted a raspberry bean?
I have not, but I have tasted a bean on a guy named Raspberry. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Interesting.
Now, would you, Taebyn?
I've never known anyone named Raspberry.
Well, you've known somebody named Strawberry.
Yeah. True. Strawberry will be at Get Out the Float.
Yeah. Oh,
will she?
They're DJing again. Yes, they're DJing again. Yes.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
There you go. All right. Taebyn.
Hi.
Would you rather have an ugly pair of shoes that last forever, or a pretty pair of shoes that only last a year?
Well, I am a pup, so I rely on my pawsies. I don't usually wear shoes and everything, although I guess Halloween sometimes I do. So I guess if I had to do that, I think I'll go with the ones that last forever. And they're ugly, but they last forever. And since I don't wear them very often, I will need to rely on shoes being there and ready for me.
Okay. All right.
I'm very insistent about that. Time for Jessie for a walk.
There you are. Time for Jessie for a walk. All right. And, okay, Rayne, this last one's for you. Okay, Rayne, this last one's for you. Only use pens or only use pencils?
Pens.
All right, there you go.
It depends.
It depends.
It depends. I use depends.
And
all
the color of... And I need to make sure that we all do realize that it's not... It's time for Jessie for a walk.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And now it's time for that great section of the news.
I kind of want to cry. Like, why do I even...
All right, it's time. It's time for Furries in the News.
Cry later. Furries in the news now.
Furries! Oh my cow, Jessie for a walk! Furries are in the discussion percussion. No, they're not that, but they are in the. I said they are in the. They're in the. So what is my life? Park.
And
headphones back on.
Headphones back on. Microphone turned back on so we don't get feedback. Okay.
Whoa.
All right. So I have Furries in the News. There is the headline is "I'm a teacher by day and a furry by night. Here's why you shouldn't judge me."
Oh.
And this is a Salt Lake City school teacher, preschool teacher.
Oof.
And she is speaking out about her true passion being a furry. When she's not helped shaping the next generation in the classroom, she dresses up in a homemade costume and identifies as a Dutch angel dragon.
Oh, very nice. Oh, she did a good job. I like her suit. Did a good job.
And she also makes costumes and suits for fellow furries and sells them online for about $1,200 a pop, which is actually a fairly decent
cheap
price.
That's very good. Very good.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
What's her, before I forget, does she have a website or anything? So all you first
there was nothing in there, but I'm sure we can look it up because she's all over the news. And I'll tell you what, I made the mistake of reading some of the comments after the article that I read.
Oh, I never do.
Never do that because there wasn't one supportive comment of the several hundred that were there. So
that's stupid head.
Anyway, she says that she picked up the hobby in winter of 2020, but ever since she was 12, she's done cosplay and made costumes. She's always made clothes for herself, and her mom taught her how to sew very early on, but she wanted to challenge herself. So online, she was looking around, and she saw other people making these fursuits. And at first, she thought that furries were really weird, quote unquote.
Well,
and avoided labeling herself as such, even though she loved dressing up as an animal. So she lives in Utah, and she says she's finally embracing the label and has found the courage to go public. Now, she's only 22 years old, so... And she began to reflect on herself and realized that she was probably a furry because she wanted to wear the fursuits. So she just dove in and made herself a character because she just wanted to give it a try. And now she's here and she's kind of figuring out and having a lot of fun doing it. And she hopes that her after-school hobby will further break down the stigma against furries.
Well, very good. Very good. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
For her.
And
good for all of us to have a positive role model.
Yes, yes.
We have lots of positive role model.
Positive. All right, that brings us up to our upcoming events. We have a few. we have a few. This episode drops on October the 7th. So it's over the 2nd? No, this episode drops. Yes.
7th. No. Yes.
October the 7th. Yes. Sorry. Trying to keep track of all these podcasts and when they release. So October 13th through the 15th, the following weekend after this episode drops, is Alamo City Furry Invasion in San Antonio. The weekend of the 19th through the 22nd is Con Furrer in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. And
Marco, if you're listening to this, we'll have you on the show.
Yes, shortly after that. That same weekend in Tots, Poland, is the Furrer 2023. In Stamford, Connecticut, at the Armand Hotel and Conference Center, I'm assuming, is Furcacular 2023. I love that name, Furcacular.
You know, I bet at that con, they play a lot of Connect the Dots because they connected it.
Connected together, yes. At the Wisconsin Dells in Wisconsin, the weekend of the 27th through the 29th is Aquatifur. And then, of course, the week of October 30th through November 2nd, it's a weekday conference, is Biggest Little Fur Con in Reno, Nevada at the Grand
Barely
Sierra.
will be at. Go say hi, all you furs, to the Barely.
Barely will be there. And I don't know if you saw the article about the GSR.
No,
they're going to expand.
Really?
They're going to build another 800-room tower.
Really? Very nice.
In the back next to the lake. And they're also building a football arena, which will be the home for Reno University or something like that.
Nice.
That could potentially make for a very interesting BLFC.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, it could also make it a little bit easier to get into the room blocks because sometimes it's very difficult getting room block there.
Oh, Barely. Yes. Did you see? Yes. I just saw this today about FC that they're going to do the lottery thing this year for the hotel instead of like having to press refresh and have a heart attack.
Right.
So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your thought about that?
I think that's a good idea. We'll have to see how it works. They're still trying to get it figured out, which is funny because just ask the board members from DLFC how to do it because they've been doing it for years. It's like you've been doing it for. It's not that far away. Okay. In the November 1st through the 5th at the Hilton Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport at Tremblay-en-France in France is the Furry Blacklight 2023. Don't go wee wee; it will make a mess. And then November 3rd through the 5th is PawCon 2023 in San Jose, California.
Oh, Barely, I love it.
And then November 10th through the 12th is Halloween, which is coming after Halloween.
Halloween.
That is in Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. And then in Hamilton, Ohio at the YMCA Camp Campbell Guard, November 10th through the 12th is World Wild Fur Camp 2023. That's a little harder to say than I thought it was going to be. You want to say worldwide, but it's World Wild. And then, of course, November 30th through December 3rd is, of course, that big one in Illinois, the middle of everywhere, the Midwest Fur Fest.
Mm-hmm.
So did you
also
know that,
commonly known as MFF.
MFF? Did you know that? So MFF, like year before last, I think, sometime recently had 13,000, which is amazing. Which is like holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I didn't know this that Anthrocon this year also had 13,000-ish. So now they're picking way up. Whereas before, I think Anthrocon had, I think his previous was like 10,000 or something. So they're all really picking up.
Nice. Yeah. I'll be interested to see how big BLFC gets this year.
Yes. Yeah. I'm interested for that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are all the cons you both have planned for this coming year?
Well, for me, it's going to be Get Out the Float and also A&W and Furlandia, and our very own lovely meme weasel Ziggy is going to come up for Furlandia.
From Chile. All you furs, if you want to
Chile.
meet,
Yes.
the same Ziggy that's on our staff, he's coming from Chile to Furlandia, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, that will be the first time that the entire BFFT staff will be in the same country together.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah. So obviously, MyCons, not counting BLFC, which is coming up next, but next year, get out the float, and then probably Furlandia, since Ziggy's coming up. I'll have to make sure that I get up to Furlandia for my first time. And then probably FC and BLFC, if and when they have it next year, or if it's I don't know when they have it, but who knows when they're going to have it.
If it goes back to the weekend, I will probably go or try to go.
And we won't know until like December when that's going to happen.
Right. Yeah, we don't know when they're going to run that again.
Hopefully he'll announce it at BLFC when you go. So hopefully the show after BLFC barely can tell us when BLFC is going to be the next year.
I'm guessing they're going to keep it as a weekday con.
I talked to what's his name? Remind me his name. The chair, Tycho. I talked to Tycho at TFF this year. He was there, and I talked to him, and he was saying he'd like to have it back at the normal time. At that time he didn't know if they were going to be able to do it, but he'd like to go back to the normal time. I think so, or day, or whatever, not time, but
days. Yeah.
So we'll see if they can do it.
The thing is, they're saving a crap ton of money by having it during the week.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
The rooms are extremely reasonable with a weekday con. They're only $100 a night. So
what, really, at the GSR?
Yeah.
So you save like $5,000 a night?
It's pretty much. Yeah. No, it's I mean, I booked a 3-king suite, so it's 3 king rooms connected together with a common area in between, and for the entire week it's only $4,000.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So,
like, there are fursuits that are less expensive than that, or more expensive than that,
or more expensive than that, right? Yes,
and less expensive. So. Obviously, that teacher does them.
Yes,
I like how you brought that back around there, Ray.
Yes, bring it back around. So that brings us up to Taebyn. Do you have any math this week? Anything mathy?
I do.
Let's hear about the mathematics.
At one point, you will both need paper and a pencil, or a pen, as Rayne would prefer.
Yes,
la plume
prefers
la plume. C'est français.
Or espagnol.
In German, it's a Schreibstift.
Is it?
Schreibstift.
Really?
Schreibstift, yes.
Schreibstift, like a scribe stick. Is that kind
pretty much? That's the literal translation of scribe stick. Yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I want to talk about the number 73.
Okay.
Very specific.
What did it do now?
So, well, it got into the hamper and spilled all the hard-earned laundry. Hard-earned? Why would you? I don't know what I'm talking about. So the number 73 is a prime number. So that's not amazing. There's lots of prime numbers. But and it's the 21st prime number. Like, okay, well, there has to be a 21st prime number, and it's it. Now, what's kind of interesting, so 73 backwards is 37.
Mm-hmm.
And 37 turns out to be the 12th prime number. Of course, 12 backwards is 21. So 73 is the 21st prime number. 73 backwards is 37, which is the backwards of 21.
Backwards.
It's just really interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's really interesting to go. So it has other properties, one of which is something I'm going to talk about now. But before I actually tell you the property, I have to explain some words. And so this is where the writing things down comes in.
Okay.
So there are certain numbers called lucky numbers.
Lucky numbers.
Someone asked me what a lucky number is.
What's a lucky number?
What's a lucky number?
I'm so glad you asked. That really helps this along. So in order to explain, you're going to have to write this down so you first can follow along. Write down like a bunch of numbers, like 1 to 40, actually. So this might take.
You want me to write down 40 numbers?
1 to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow,
like
that's
you can
a lot of numbers.
Just go in rows or one like across. So all you first can follow along and just write down the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 40. You can keep going if you want, but 40 is like a good place to stop for the purposes of what I'm going to try and explain.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
I'm there.
Keep going.
Almost there?
Yeah.
Yep. You can now start talking.
Rayne's a slow raccoon. His pauses don't write fast. What number are you on, Rayne?
30. 31.
Okay.
32. 33.
All you first
34.
write us in and tell us what number you're on at this moment. Like, and then you can, in like a
39,
few weeks or something, you can
40.
tell us that at the moment you were on the number. Okay, we did it. So I'm going to explain very, you won't really understand how we do it, but just to kind of give you a precursor of what you're going to do. We're going to do a process to eliminate numbers, and the number we're going to eliminate will depend on the place where it is in your list that you just made. So for example, we'll start with the number 1, and the number 1 says skip every one number. So the numbers we skip, we're going to cross out. So start at the number 1, we skip the number 2, so cross out the number 2.
Okay.
And then we keep the number 3 because we didn't skip it. The next number we skip is the number 4. So cross out 4. Okay, so now we've got 5. So now we're going to skip the number 6, cross that out.
Okay.
And keep doing that. So basically, in this case, we're crossing out all the odd numbers because you're skipping every other number.
No, we're crossing out all the even numbers.
You said even.
Or sorry, even numbers. Even. Thank you. I mean, I meant to do that to test you, Barely. You passed. Good job.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So we're crossing out all the even numbers, basically. Okay. Now we look at the list of what's left that's not crossed out, and we start the next number that we did after 1 that we did not cross out is what number?
3.
3. So 3 tells us that now we're going to skip every third, or we're going to, let me say it this way, we're going to keep every third number. So you'll start at the number 1, and sorry, we're going to cross out every third number. So start at the number 1. The third number in your list is now 5 because we've kept 1, we've kept 3. The next number that we have in our list that's not crossed out is 5.
Okay.
And then the 3 more numbers that we've kept in our list. So you've got 7, 9, you keep those. And now we're going to cross out 11.
Okay.
And so what's the next number we're going to cross out?
17.
17?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah,
right.
And then keep going.
20,
we'll cross out 23.
23. And then 29.
29.
And then 33.
35. And I think 39's in the list. So we'll cross, or no, 39. We keep 39. But we'll cross out 40. I was off by 1. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Rayne, how you doing?
I'm done.
Okay, good. So now we keep doing the next thing. Look at the next number in the list that's not crossed out. And what number is it?
7.
7. So now we're going to cross out every 7th one that's left in this list. So we've got 7, starting with the number 1. 1, 3, 7, 9, 13, 15. Then we've got 19 is the 7th in that list. So we'll cross out 19.
Don't we have to cross out number 7? Or we keep
Don't
7?
Cross out. So you start with numbers 1, and then you start from there to cross out the 7th in your list. And number 7 is just, if we don't cross it out, it's telling us which place to cross out. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So then you've got 19 you're crossed out, and then what's the next number that you're crossing out?
I don't know. I crossed them out already.
Yeah, I already crossed them out too.
Oh, it was probably 39.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, you get the idea. Then you go to the next number on the list, which is 9, and then you cross out, start from 1 and cross out every 9th and keep going. So this is kind of an interesting process. And of course, the further you go on, the more and more numbers you cross out. So in a way, if you're left, like in the end, if you're left in your list, you're a pretty lucky number that you haven't been eliminated. That's why this is called a lucky number. So a lucky number is any number that's in the list that's left. When you're done, just keep doing this forever.
Okay.
All
I
right.
can't keep doing this forever though, because I got to 40 and or now that we're at
Well, so that's why I made you stop at 40
we're at
because
13
ideally,
now.
Huh?
So 1 is a lucky number, 3 is a lucky number, 7 is a lucky number, 9 is a lucky number, 13 is a lucky number, 21 is a lucky number, 25 is a lucky number. If I stopped now, and 31 are lucky numbers.
If you stop now, right. Yeah. So this you could say is, what you're saying is you could call it a finite lucky number in that you've stopped the thing. But if you were to do this forever, you'd probably get rid of some of the numbers that you just said, just because, eventually. So these are what lucky numbers are. And if one of these lucky numbers has to be a prime, we call it a lucky prime. That makes sense. So being a lucky prime is like pretty special. Well, guess what? The number 73. So let's get back to what I'm actually talking about. The number 73 turns out to be a lucky prime.
Okay.
And the number 37 is also a lucky prime.
Yes, it's actually not crossed out on my list right now. So
yeah, and it turns out if you keep going, it won't be crossed out. So that's like pretty interesting. You've got this whole thing about 21st prime numbers and backwards. It's a 12th, which is also backwards and stuff. And then these are lucky primes, which are pretty special. You've also got a ton of other, like there's a whole bunch of special cool properties about the number 73 and the number 37. So it's very, very cool. Now, in the Big Bang Theory, season 4, episode 2, Sheldon Cooper, I think in the beginning of the episode, talked about the number 73. And it's because of this, the number 73 is called the Sheldon Prime. You can go to Wikipedia, and it's called the Sheldon Prime. It's pretty cool and interesting. And in case if you first are interested in this and similar types of thinking, you might be interested in a branch of math called number theory. You can also just go to Wikipedia and look up all the fun and interesting properties of the number 73 and 37. And that is my math for the week.
Very interesting.
Interesting indeed.
It's very interesting that it has like all these amazing, which is also,
and that was when I can actually get my head wrapped around.
You could
yeah.
I mean, it takes a little work to like figure out the lucky number thing, but it's not that bad. I mean, as long as you write it down. So yeah, it's pretty cool and interesting.
See. All right. Well, that takes us up to our joke section for the night.
Oh, we haven't pulled it up.
Do you have your joke book, Mr. Taebyn?
I do.
Okay. And we'd like to point out to our listeners that Taebyn does not read his jokes ahead of time, unlike Rayne and I, who pick out sad, bad jokes.
Indeed. And mine all come from an app called Bad Jokes.
Sometimes both sad and bad.
Sad, bad dad jokes. Yes. Sad, bad, bad.
That have grown up, and now they are apparent.
They are apparent. Yes.
They're apparent now.
I went back. Okay.
They're fully grown and apparent. So, Taebyn, why don't you start with your very first joke?
Okay. And as I say, all you first, I haven't read this yet, so I take no responsibility with if it's bad. If it's really good, I will take responsibility, just because why not? So, do you know, either of you, know what sound porcupines make when they hug?
No, but I've heard porcupines eating pumpkins, and it's adorable.
I have to go on YouTube now and check.
Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube.
I guess they say ouch.
No, they sound so cute. Oh.
Anyway, but he has hug, not eat a pumpkin.
Sorry, I don't know. What sound do they make when they hug?
Oh, barely knows.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yes. Since that was so easy, I had to write down the porcupines eating pumpkins. I have to. This is oh my cow, really? Okay, you both already know the answer to this.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's hear
Time for Jesse for a walk, I tell you. So you both know the answer to this. So I'm going to ask you this very, very sciencey question. Are you ready?
All right.
We're ready.
So we all know about cows hiding in trees.
Yes.
They're very good at it and everything.
Very good at it.
Do you know why leopards cannot hide? And the answer is yes, you do.
Yes, because they're easily spotted.
They're always spotted, yes.
They're always spotted, yeah.
They're always spotted.
So let me do another one until I actually say something you don't know, so that I can actually enlighten you.
This could take a really long time.
Oh my cow! I should not have read this ahead of time. Okay, I just read it.
Hugh is not actually a great thinker.
No,
Mr. Mermy is not one of the world's greatest thinkers.
What happens to illegally parked frogs?
They get towed.
What did the duck say when he bought chapstick from the hotel desk?
Just put it on my bill.
Oh my cow! Okay, I'm gonna let someone else, because this is just horrible.
All right, so a lady visited a doctor and asked if she should have children after 35. And the doctor said, God, no, 35 children is plenty.
It really is.
Indeed it is.
It would be a lot. Yes. It would be a lot.
Oh my gosh.
What do you for a walk?
What do you call cheese by itself?
A single slice?
A pumpkinator.
Provolone.
Oh, cute. That's cute. That's actually cute. That's cute.
That's cute.
Ooh, you know what's exciting? After this next page is the next chapter in my book, and the title of the chapter is, so you have to see, there's two lions, and one of the lion has like fluff coming out of his mouth, and the one lion says to the other, did you eat the last unicorn? And the other lion says, no.
No. Nope. Not me. Nope.
So I'm excited. All we have is like 5 more, and then we'll be in this next chapter.
All right. Well, let's hear the first of the 5.
Which I did not. Unlike the previous 5, I did not actually read this ahead of time. So let's see. Why are fish easy to weigh?
Because they already have scales.
Because they have their own scales. Okay, so in what key do... Oh no, not... Oh my cow, really? Hugh Mermy, you are just... So all you first, this book is written by Hugh Mermy, haha, but it is. I have to say, why did you do this to us? So I have to ask you, do you know in what key cows sing?
The key of moo. No. What key do cows sing in? Yes.
Beef flat.
Oof.
Oh.
Bad. Bad Hugh. No cookie.
No Hugh Cookie. You Cookie. So a stockbroker received a notice from the IRS that he was being audited. And he showed up at the appointed time and place with all of his financial records, then sat for what seemed like hours as the agent pored over them. Finally, the IRS agent put his pencil down, looked up, and says, "You must have been a tremendous fan of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle." And the stockbroker looked up and said, why do you say that? "Well," the IRS agent said, "because you've made more incredible deductions on your last 3 returns than Sherlock Holmes made in his entire career."
Nice. Taebyn didn't get it.
David didn't get it.
So say that last part again. Maybe that'll help.
"You've made more incredible deductions on your last 3 tax returns than Sherlock Holmes made in his entire career." Because he was always deducting things. It's a deduction.
Yeah.
Oh,
like a tax deduction or...
Okay,
or,
I got it.
Yeah.
This pup... All you first, you heard it here first. I actually got it. I mean, after it had been explained to me, but now
Explain to you. He got it, yes.
Yeah, he got it, yes.
So all you furs, in interactive time, go ahead and write in and tell us what you think about that joke, and also the fact that I had a really hard time getting that joke.
Poor little Muzz was all scrunched up and his eyes were crossed. It was really bad.
No idea.
Yep.
So what do you get hanging from apple trees?
What do you get hanging from apple trees?
Mm-hmm.
Sauced? I don't know. It's like applesauce.
Rayne,
sore arms.
what do you get hanging from apple trees?
Sore arms.
How do you get down off an elephant? You don't. You get down off a duck.
Why did the dolphin get a degree in marine biology? Oh no!
I don't know.
What? Yes.
Why
you
did
actually
the dolphin?
do know.
Why did the dolphin get a degree in marine biology?
To find porpoise in his life.
Oh,
that's bad.
Now I just read today that last year 4,153,237 people got married. Now, I don't want to start any trouble, but shouldn't that be an even number?
You would think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like 2 times anything is going to be an even number.
It's an even number. Yeah. It's got to, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So my
that's
boss
his
told
Frank.
me
He married himself.
Yeah.
my boss told me that he was going to fire the person with the worst posture. I have a hunch it might be me.
Oh. Oh my cow. Oh, okay. I'll accept that. Actually. So,
right.
Do you know? Oh, okay, I accidentally read ahead, and you both know the answer to this. Again, very sciencey thing. I'm going to ask you. Science portion on BFFT. Why do cows have hooves instead of feet?
I don't know, but you have a lot of cow jokes. Why do cows have hooves instead of feet?
Well, I mean, it's because they lack toes.
Who's a good boy?
Oh, now he's wagging.
Oh, who's a good boy? Good boy. You're a good boy. So last week I visited a swanky hotel. Oh. And actually, I'm going to let Rayne go because I'm going to turn my microphone off till this train goes past.
Okay.
Oh.
Want to hear a chimney joke?
That's actually on the rails.
Want to hear a chimney joke?
I do. Is Dick Dyke involved?
Got stacks of them. First one's on the house.
I think the train should have, or at least should have kept his microphone on so that the train could drown out.
Probably.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I was visiting a swanky hotel last week, and it was so swanky they had an elevator operator, with people that stuff. Yeah. It was weird though, as he kept calling me son the whole ride. And when the doors opened, I said, "Why are you calling me son? You're not my father, and I'm actually older than you are." And he looked at me and he says, "Well, I brought you up, didn't I?"
Oh, I got that one. That's actually not bad. That's not bad. All you first write in and tell us about what you thought about that, and 2, what did you think that the fact that I actually got that one right away they didn't even have to explain it to me. Do you know why? I don't even get this. Okay, do you know why dogs do not dance well?
I don't know. Why don't dogs dance well?
Now I get it. They have 2 left feet.
Yes,
that is actually true.
That's cute.
See, it's actually a true thing.
That's actually a cute one.
I have no more jokes. I'm joked out.
One more.
All right.
So this husband and wife were talking one night, and the wife says, "Honey, I'm pregnant." And the husband says, "Well, what do we do now?" And the wife says, "Well, I guess we should go to the baby doctor." And the husband says, I think I'd be a lot more comfortable going to an adult doctor.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah, a baby doctor, he's not going to be able to reach his exam table.
He doesn't have much experience. He really doesn't.
They don't have, they don't have a lot of dexterity in their hands, so you definitely don't want a baby surgeon.
Yeah.
No.
So let us end this so that ended that chapter. Shall we start off end this section with the first of the next chapter to whet our listeners' palate so that they'll maybe actually or not listen to the next episode?
Let's go ahead. Let's hear the next the first joke in the second chapter.
Let's hear the first joke of the chapter entitled, "Did You Eat the Last Unicorn?" No. And it goes like this. What happened when the cheese factory exploded?
Oh, there was debris everywhere.
Debris was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What do nosy peppers do? Okay. Let's end on this.
Okay, let's end on this, yes.
What do nosy peppers do?
What do nosy peppers do?
I have no idea.
Get jalapeno business?
That's so bad.
And like the sands through the hourglass.
For a walk.
Yes. And so, like the sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our pod. Thanks for tuning in, toning in, tuning in, tining in. Wow, I can't speak today. Thanks for tuning in once again. We love all you creatures for listening to our little show. And it's been an hour and 15 minutes already. And we know that you have lots of podcasts to put in your ear holes, and we love that you choose to wiggle ours in there as well. So supporting the show is as easy as a donation through Ko-fi or Patreon, or through Merch Perch at Redbubble, Bonfire, or Fourth Wall, or through subscription donations. So on behalf of myself and the entire Injured Nerves family, I say Moobarkfluff and stay furry. Rayne, any final words before we let the pup take over?
Would like to say, Moobarkfluff, stay furry, be kind to yourselves and each other.
And Taebyn?
Eat each other? Is that what you said?
No.
Yes, eat each other.
Yeah, eat each other, because that's being kind to yourself.
That's how you can be kind to yourself. It's like, look to your fur at your left and eat them, and that would be kind to yourself.
Yes. Eat them.
No, you be kind to yourselves and each other.
Yes, there you go.
Don't eat each other.
No.
Oh, me?
Yes, you now. It's your turn.
Okay.
Yes.
So, wow.
Say goodbye, Taebyn.
I'm not on it, apparently. So, hello, all you hello, we're just starting the podcast
I think he's on something.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, we're actually going to stop now. Thank you, all you furs, if you've been listening this whole time. That's amazing. It means a lot to us. We hope we've entertained. We hope you've learned a lot. We had a good time. Did we have a good time tonight, you furs? Barely and Rayne? Woo!
Woohoo! And the crowd goes wild.
That was adorable. Yes. So thank you, all you
goes
furs.
mild.
We appreciate you so much for that. Yes, please support us financially if you can. If not, it still helps us a lot that you listen to us and stuff. I will have merch, my own merch on where do I? Oh, Fourth Wall. So be looking for that. And and there, of course, just as Barely said, there's BFFT. There's a podcast merch on Fourth Wall. Also Redbubble. Blah blah blah. So anyway, thank you all you furs. I can't wait to hug you tight with posies and bark at you next week. So until then, I say stay furry, Moobarkfluff, bark, bark.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerves studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and their guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate editor Rayne Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, and the YouTube Free is Library. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFTchat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at kofi.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.